I think these are some of the easiest nails I've ever done. Today, we're gonna be doing some Pinterest-inspired nail art. I tried out some new products, and I'm just so excited because whether you're a beginner or you're looking for something quick at home, this is gonna be so perfect for you. So getting right into it, I'm gonna start by applying my base color. This is Saltwater Taffy from Olive and June. So I am using gel polish for this video, but I love the shade. I've been using this for a few months now, and technically it is just a light pink, but I do one coat so that it gives me that sheer look instead. And it's just the perfect base color for so many designs, especially when I don't know what I'm doing yet, which I didn't at this point. So I'm gonna apply one coat to all of my nails and then cure that underneath my lamp. For the background, I'm going to be using some eyeshadow. There are a few methods to do this, but I'm going to be using the matte top coat method. So you're going to take a matte top coat, apply that to your nails, and then cure that underneath your lamp. And then you're going to need an eyeshadow palette. I'll be using this one. I got this from Amazon. I really like this because it literally has all the colors you would need. And what you're going to do is take a small brush, makeup brush, eyeshadow brush, any kind of just small brush, and dip it into the eyeshadow and then start just kind of dabbing it onto your nail. It will show up pretty light at first, so you're just going to re-dip it so you can really pack on the color and make it more opaque. But I have just been loving this technique. I'm still new to it, but it's so easy and I love the jelly sheer look that it gives. So for this nail, I just did the pink in the middle, and then for this one, I'm doing pink kind of on the bottom corner, and then I'm going to go back in with the green and just do the top. So really simple, quick, and I think that looks so good, and you don't need much too, which I love. After that, I'm just going to lightly brush off any of that excess eyeshadow pigment that was on my nail. And then wherever you do the eyeshadow, you will need to seal that in. So I'm going to take a top coat and apply that over my index finger and ring finger. And this always makes it look so good. Maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I feel like it's so satisfying. All right, top coat is on, nails are cured. We're gonna move on to the first product that I tried. So I was looking for some kind of chrome 3D look, and I came across these stickers from Amazon. I will have everything linked down below for you guys, by the way, but I wanted to get that chrome look without having to use chrome, and I thought these were a pretty good option. I went with the plain gold chrome, and I'm just gonna hover it over my nail to pick which one I liked. I think these are a good size. I would say my nail length is kind of medium here, and I went with the blob. I guess they're all blobs, but once you find a shape that you like, you're just gonna place that onto your nail, line it up, and then I'm using my tweezers just to gently smooth that down fully. And the nice thing about these, you can also use these with regular nail polish. If you do, just make sure your base is completely dry first. But that's the key whenever you're using nail stickers. You have to smooth down that thin little plastic lining that every sticker has, just so you can get it as flat as possible. And then once it's completely smoothed down, you can just throw on your top coat. So my thoughts on these, I'm actually really happy with it. I've done a lot of chrome designs, and yes, I can tell a little bit it's a sticker because I know what chrome looks like, but I think this is really, really comparable to just doing normal chrome, except it's not even half the time. It's so quick to do. You have less materials, and I'm going to show you guys from the side so you can see it still gives a little bit of a 3D look, but again, you can't beat how easy this is. So very happy with it. I will say too, this is probably the only one I would use out of the pack that I got. I didn't really like the others, but I guess that's more of a personal preference. Moving on, I wanted to find something that gave the 3D tear drop look, and I came across these. These are bubble beads from Amazon, and they have a flat back, so it's just like any normal rhinestone except it's clear. And I'm just setting them on my fingers just so you can really see them, but I thought these looked so cool. I was feeling really confident about these. So to use them, you have a few options. I'm just going to do the top coat method. So I'm going to apply a gel top coat and then just plop them in there just because I didn't know where I wanted to put them. With this method, it is really quick, but the rhinestones may slide and move around a little bit while you're placing them. So if you don't want that, you could also use a nail glue or a rhinestone glue, just something that's also going to give you a stronger hold. If you're using regular nail polish, you can use regular nail glue. So you have some options here. But again, I just went with this just because I wanted to test it out. And again, I was really happy with these. I think it looks pretty much identical to using the builder gel and like squeezing it that way. So really excited about these. This does come with a ton of different sizes, as you saw before. And I want to see, these were like $6. So I think that's reasonable. And even though the top coat doesn't give you the strongest hold, it's still a decent hold. Here I'm kind of pushing and flicking it just to show you guys that. But moving on, 3D flowers. You guys know I've been in a 3D flower kick, and this is probably the thing I'm most excited about. This is honestly what inspired this video, because I saw these, I was like, stop, that would make it so much easier than trying to make a flower out of builder gel. So to attach this, I'm using jewelry gel from Daily Charm. You still have the glue option here though. And I did put a generous amount of this because I really wanted to make sure this flower was secured down to my nail. So placing that right in the middle. And then the great thing about these are already pre-curved. So as you can see, it curves down. So I'm just gonna line that up to how my nail natural curve is. And this laid down so well. So well. I put that down, held it down for a few seconds, and then it cured that underneath my lamp. If you're using glue, I would hold that a little bit longer just to make sure it dries down nicely. And look at this. So happy about this. It looks like I used builder gel. It felt really secure on my nail. And it was at this point that I was like, oh man, I should have put eyeshadow behind it. So I ended up removing that entire nail, restarting, and doing another eyeshadow background just so I could put the flower on top of that. Was that aggressive? Maybe, but was it worth it? Yes. And that's the cool thing about these. You can do whatever you want to them. You can paint on top of it. You can leave it plain and clear. You could do a background. You have so many options, and it cuts off so much time. That is the whole point of this video. These are so easy. So after that, I am going to go ahead and put some caviar beads in the middle. To me, I feel like this always just completes the flower look. Also, I am curious what you guys think of the pricing. So for these flowers, it was $10 for 10 of them. And at first I was like, oh, that's kind of high, but then I guess that's $1 each. It saves you time, and it's a lot cheaper than going to the salon. So let me know what you guys think of that. I did end up getting some other flowers. As you can see, these are already pre-decorated, painted. These are definitely a little bit bigger too, so I'm kind of holding it up to my nails, and I feel like it wouldn't really fit fully onto any of my nails except for my thumb. So if you have shorter nails, I wouldn't recommend these. Also, don't judge my thumb. I know it's a little crooked and stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and plop that on there. It also didn't have the pre-curve like the previous flower did, so I really just put it on there. It was straight, kind of hanging off my nail. I felt like this was harder to place on my nail because it didn't have that curve, so I was struggling a little bit to kind of set it in place, and I just cured it anyways. And it was, I would say 3, maybe 4 hours later, I realized these bend. And I don't know why I didn't think to try that, but these are actually very flexible. So you can just bend it in your finger to the shape of your nail and use it that way. So still not my favorite, but a lot better than I had thought. To finish off this mani, I'm doing another quick eyeshadow look on my pinky, and then I added more of those clear rhinestones. And this is the final look. I love these so much, and I feel like I just cheated nail art. This is crazy. So if you're looking for 3D nail hacks, if you don't want to get all the products, if you're using regular nail polish, this is so perfect for you. Or again, if you're just trying to save time. So let me know what you guys think of the nails. I hope this helped you guys out, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.